not a pretty affair, but we still advanced through to the semi-final in North of Scotland Cup. Give us your thoughts on tonight's match.
I think you're right, it wasn't pretty. If I was a paying customer tonight, I'd be demanding my money back. It wasn't a great performance. But we're through, and that was the objective before the game, to get through and get into the semi-final, which we've done. But we changed it and looked to freshen it up and give some boys a rest that had played a lot of minutes, and equally give boys that hadn't played much an opportunity, which can sometimes unsettle the team when you make that many changes. I think we made 5 in total, so we weren't at it tonight. We had lots of possession and probably flattered to deceive at times, didn't get enough chances, but sometimes you just got to grind it out and find a way of winning it, and we done that right at the end with Colin Williamson getting on the end of a corner. So yeah, delighted to get through, but certainly not one for the memories of that game.
Even though Brora dominated the ball, it was quite hard to break down Wick's defences. They obviously came with a plan, and it did frustrate us on the most part.
Yeah, it was difficult to break them down. Like you said, they came with a plan. They've lost a lot of goals recently against Brecon, Clark and Bankside. So Gary wants to put that right, and they did that. And I thought that their shape was good, and I thought that they were compact and they pressed us really well. It made it difficult for us to open them up. I think 39 minutes was our first shot of any note in the first half. So we played with the formation a little bit and tweaked it, tried to push Tony and Dubsy and Andy a little bit further forward, and we created some half chances, but we didn't get into a rhythm, I think is probably the best way to describe it. So we brought in some fresh legs and Tom and Maxie, and that gave us a little bit of a spark. And let's say, we didn't play great, but we found a way of getting a goal, which was great, because the last thing you want to do is go to penalties and it became a little bit of a lottery. So it was important that we got the goal, and I'm just happy that we're through, and we look forward to the semi-final against Lossiemouth.
We've had all sorts of wins this season, comfortable on Saturday against Inverurie, but how key is it to have these types of games where the boys know that they can break down an opponent and eventually find the winning goal?
You've got to find different ways. I think we spoke about it at Forest. You can't always get your own way in football matches, and you can't always play nice, expansive football and get your wingers high and wide and put in lovely crosses and score goals that are catching on the eye. Sometimes you've got to win ugly, and tonight we definitely did that, because that was a pretty ugly performance. But here, you've got to do that. When you're not playing at your best and you're still winning games of football, it's always a positive sign. So yeah, happy with the fact that we won the game. But we've got a really important game on Saturday now away to the Broch, so we can't perform like that, because we won't get away with it. So it's we look forward to the game on Saturday, but our performance levels, our energy levels, our movement, our use of the ball needs to be a lot better.
You mentioned changes made 5. One of them in goal was Danny. How did you rate his performance? I thought he was very solid when he was called upon. He made important saves.
He was excellent. Yep, he was calm at the back. His use of the ball was good, and he made a really critical save at 0-0 when their player was through. I think it might have been Henderson was through, and he came out and he made a good save. So Danny's had to be patient. He's not had any opportunities this season since the season started, a little bit in pre-season, but it's good to give him an opportunity, and he can show us what he can do, and he gives us that confidence that if something happens to Cammy or we want to freshen it up, then he can step in, and kept a clean sheet, had an important save. Can't ask any more from him.
And we are on the road to the Broch, as you've mentioned. Really inviting tie for both parties.
It's a real test for us. We've had a couple of kind of important games so far this season where it gave us an idea of where we are. This is another kind of step in terms of being able to challenge for the league, and knowing where we are. You have to go to places like Fraserburgh and take something from the game. So that's our objective. They've had a comfortable win this evening against Rothes, so their spirits will be high, their confidence will be high. And we need to be ready for that, and we need to stand up to that, and we will. And we'll set the team up in such a way to go there and try and take something from the game for sure.
Stephen, well done tonight. Thanks for your time.